Hey, everybody, come on in, grab yourself something to drink, and let's have a chat. It has been a while, hasn't it? You may or may not know me, but my name is Tammy Leslie. I'm a certified life coach, and this is my channel, Inch by Inch. If you are new here, hey, welcome. And if you are an old friend, welcome back. I so appreciate you. It's good to have you all here. And on this channel, we're going to explore what it's like to rebuild a life after a catastrophic event. I personally am a two-time cancer survivor. I am in my second remission from stage 4 uterine cancer now for almost a year. So today I'd like to start a conversation around how I spent this last year, and then we'll touch on what the new year 2025 holds. So let's kind of pick up where we left off this time last year. If you saw my last video, I was positively jumping up and down with happiness. I had just finished my last radiation treatment for my cancer. It had been a long, long battle, and I started a brand new job the very next day. I was absolutely ecstatic. Everything was finally going my way. I'd come through hell yet again, and I was the winner. In fact, it kind of felt like stepping through a magic portal into this whole new life. There was nothing that could stop me. I felt like a superhero. Seriously, I did. I was doing this. And it was finally time to go for my big dream. So after that, truth be told, the euphoria wore off pretty quickly. And as I found out that even magic portals require work in order to create change, I found out that you don't go through a portal and find a new life complete and ready for us to step into. And it kind of set me back. After I stepped into my new life and I was cancer free, I felt adrift in this new life. I kind of didn't know where I fit yet. Um, I wasn't quite sure what to do about it at first. My old life and habits weren't really satisfying as they were before, and I didn't have really any idea what to do to fix it. I was kind of in alien territory. So parts of my old life still clung to me. I still had this raging brain fog from chemo, and it made learning a little bit more challenging because I could be in the middle of a thought, and all of a sudden, my mind was totally blank and couldn't even remember what you had said or what I was about to say. Um, I was physically weak from spending nearly 2 years on the couch, basically. I didn't have the energy to get across the room. So my physical strength and muscle tone had decreased. And to be honest, some days I didn't get 1,000 steps in a day. I gained 15 pounds over the course of this last year. Now, that's not terrible in and of itself, but when I was already weighing more than I've ever weighed before, stepping on the scales, it was really, really, it felt like I had just gained 100 pounds. And I developed this really serious screen addiction. I mean, I took my iPad everywhere with me. It was my constant companion. And all I was really doing was watching videos and on YouTube and playing games. It was like I had this little corner of my couch that was safe and comfy. And I just kind of became a little hermit crab. I was perfectly happy in my little corner. So it was getting to where I was unhappy with me because I had these opportunities and I was not taking them. Part of it was I couldn't break old habits. So now that last year was not all bad. In fact, most of it was really, really good. So the biggest part of my year was spent adjusting to my new job. The job is a great financial opportunity for me at this place in my life. I have a fabulous team of coworkers all around me and some really, really awesome managers. But it was and still is really demanding. I was overwhelmed and anxious for several months. I come home after a really stressful day, as close to tears as I will allow, and I was sure I was failing every step of the way. Then one day I just had to laugh because I remember a conversation I'd had with my counselor while I was going through chemo. And I told her, I prayed that I wanted to be in a situation where I was the dumbest person in the room. This meaning that I wanted a challenge so I could learn something new. Well, guys, I got that prayer answered because most days I just felt like the village idiot. I was never going to learn this job. I was never going to be successful at it. It was just terrible for me. And and I just didn't really know what to do about it. So over the course of this past year, I did not make miraculous strides toward my goals like I thought I was. I was like, dun dun, dun, here we go, guys. Everything's gonna work out great. No. And at first I felt like I had failed yet again to create the change I wanted in my life. But when I look back on it, there was progress. Small step that seems inconsequential by themselves really added up over time. What I discovered is that I am capable, and remember that word, capable of creating the desired changes. The bright side is that little by little, my strength did improve, and I had more stamina to get me through my day. That was thanks to going back into the office to work, because walking from the parking lot to my desk, I was getting quite a bit of steps in a day. And at first it was hard and I was out of breath by the time I got to my desk. But now it's kind of like, what else can we do? And it was a small step. I didn't even realize I was getting this much exercise in a day until I started tracking my Fitbit and going, oh, well, I'm getting way more than I used to. And then another thing that seemed like a challenge during last year was actually something that turned out to be kind of a blessing. I had to have my thyroid removed. And the minute they put me on the thyroid replacement hormone, oh my God, what a difference. The brain fog lifted, and I was able to maintain a train of thought for more than 3 seconds. And I had my energy back. I mean, energy like I've never had before. It was just amazing. I was almost like a new person. And a couple of little things in my home, I decided to set a couple of routines that got done no matter what every day. Not big things, but the consistency has really started to make a difference in my home and in my outlook on how I see my home. So that was cool. And then around summertime, things started to shift a little bit. I found this book, I believe I was led to this book called The 12-Week Year, and it written by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. And it was just this really easy system that focuses on becoming good at 1 to 3 things in the course of 12 weeks. You don't give yourself a year, because a year, you're just going to fall off the wagon and then you're going to beat yourself up over it. But 12 weeks, try consistently for 12 weeks to get good in one area of your life. And this system lets me set outcomes that work for me. I can choose small steps or big ones. And the point is to make progress. I used it for the last 2 quarters of 2024, and I set the following goals. 1, lose 6 pounds. That's not a hard goal. That's only a half a pound a week, right? Thought I could do it. 2, set up a debt repayment plan. 3, apartment clean from back to front. Now, I don't have a big apartment, so that should have been done like in a week. Unfortunately, I failed miserably. I failed because I didn't take the time to plan and track my progress, and I was trying to do too much. I had set some incredibly overwhelming and unrealistic outcomes for that 12-week time frame. I was setting time frame outcomes that a year would, be sufficient to get all that done in. Um, and they just weren't realistic given my current physical and mental space I was in at that time. I did not lose a single ounce in my weight goal. The debt repayment plan sent my little hermit crab self scurrying the safety of my screen. And the house, it's still a work in progress. So in 2025, I set up the system again, and we are in week 6. We're coming to the end of week 6. And here's where I am. 1, I wanted to maintain my current weight. I didn't set a goal to lose anything. let's just see what we need to do to maintain. At the time of this recording, I've lost 3 pounds. And guess what? Do you know I walk 10 miles a week? That means I have walked 50 miles since the beginning of the year. Isn't that amazing? These little teeny tiny things like walking, the walking I do at work. So this, 3 pounds, it doesn't seem like a lot, but to me it's huge because I had some really serious limiting beliefs around my ability to even lose weight at all. So if you've known me for any length of time, I have fought my weight every single day of my life. And it's really hard for me to lose weight. It generally requires 2 hours in the gym a day, 6 days a week. So for me, it was a struggle. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, so strike one. I'm over 50, I'm postmenopausal, and you know what? All women gain weight after they go through menopause, right? Strike two. I also have to take an estrogen suppressor because my cancer is very sensitive to it. So my cancer eats estrogen like I eat M&Ms. It causes it to grow. So, and when you, of course, like with menopause, when you're suppressing estrogen, you can gain weight. Then, strike three, I've had my thyroid completely removed. So I'm in a permanent hypothyroid state, which means low functioning, in my case, zero function. And this can make people gain weight as well. And so I went into this thinking, there's just no way. I'm doomed. I am doomed. So I don't want to gain any more weight because it's not where I want to be now. So let's just maintain. And then ta-da, 3 pounds. And I wasn't really trying. So with that, I am kind of celebrating, right? My second goal was pay $2,000 towards debt. This one, it's still a work in progress. I've paid some towards my debt, but at least now, so far, I know where I'm going to get the $2,000 and how I'm going to budget for it. And of course, my budget is back on track. This one is really a very scary one for me. So it's going to take more work to get through the fear, to get it, excuse me, to get it done. Um, I don't know why it's scary for me. It just is. So I have to give myself some grace and work on it teeny tiny steps at a time. The last goal was set habits and systems that will keep my house clean and organized. So one of the habits is that the kitchen must be tidied and the sink shined before I go to bed every single day. Now, I decided I was going to start this habit at the beginning of December, and it has been 69 days, and I have only missed 5 days. Can you believe it? Now, if you know me, you know I can't stand dishes. Trust me, I would rather scrub toilets and do dishes any day of the week. So the fact that I have a 93% success rating, I'm going woot woot. And you know what else? I kind of like doing the dishes now. Actually, what I like is waking up in the morning and my kitchen is clean. Because, okay, let's face it, I don't cook a lot, but there's always my coffee cup and my coffee pot that needs to be washed. And sometimes I didn't do it until the next morning before I made coffee again. So just that, having it done every day and the dishwasher loaded if I need to, it just starts my day so much more blissfully. And the second thing I did was make the bed. This I started tracking in December. Now, that's been 40 days, and I've missed 6 of those days, giving me a success rating of 85%. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, am I perfect? No. Now, other things have gone on, but these are the things I'm tracking. And as you can see, the wins are extremely small, but nevertheless, they are wins. So, guys, what have I learned over the course of the last year is that rebuilding a life isn't going to be easy and it isn't going to be fast. There are hidden obstacles that need to be overcome first, such as physical limitations, mental state, and limiting beliefs. That's just to name a few. However, overcoming those things is part of the progress and it needs to be celebrated. Starting small is the key. What am I able to do in this moment, no matter how small, to move the needle just a little bit? As I do the tiny things, I discover that I am capable. Capable, there's that word again, capable, and will start to take bigger steps as I get more confident. Now, being capable, this is probably the biggest key, is knowing that I am capable. I have let my feelings around how capable I am or feel that I am not get in the way of my success. And that's kind of sad for me. It really is. Because I present myself as a very confident person, but deep down inside, fear can get the better of me. It really can, especially when I'm doing something new out of my comfort zone. I'll tell you what, stepping through that portal and creating a new life, that is way out of my comfort zone. And it's extremely uncomfortable because I know that the life that I am trying to build is not going to resemble my current life in any way, shape, or form. There's going to be new people added to the wonderful group that I already have. There's going to be new things that I'm going to have to learn, like editing a video. There's going to be new experiences that I'm going to have to do and get through, or discover that I really, really love and have a wonderful time at. Um, so, yeah, rebuilding after a catastrophic event is at first the most magical thing in the world. And then when it comes down to actually getting the work done, it becomes the scariest thing in the world. So I hope you'll stay tuned as we walk through this. First things first, we're going to start with a weekly planning and review the previous week and planning video for the next week. We're just going to start there for now because my schedule is really getting kind of full. So this is what I have time for now. But hopefully, as we move along, we'll start exploring in detail some of the things that I'm doing. But we'll decide that at a later date. So for now, I hope you got something good out of this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody. See you soon.